Hi and welcome to my channel, Budget Order Review. Now it's been quite a while since my last video. That's due to me moving house and things not going quite as smoothly as we thought. Still got a few problems, a lot more decorating than we thought we had to do. You look around an house once and it's hard to take it all in, and when actually you move in you find tons and tons to do. So you're going to come along on that process, I'm afraid. So when I do some sound review, some sound demo should I say, and some reviews, you're probably going to see some walls with needs a bit of plaster or a bit of filling or painting, etc. So you're going to come along that journey probably, and hopefully in time it's all going to get done. I didn't want to kind of concentrate on the house and leave the videos behind, because obviously it'd be quite a while before my next video. Anyway, today is about these little speaker spike stands, cups, whatever you want to call them, spike protectors, floor protectors, whatever name you want to give them. And these are not expensive. Now the channel is a budget channel, don't forget, and I've gone up to about £200 as my budget kind of thing for an item, and that is really pushing it as well, to be honest with you. The idea of the channel when I first started was getting stuff maybe sub £100. So bear that in mind. So most of the speakers I look at are less than £100 on this channel for a second-hand pair of speakers. And the thing I didn't want to go and do is suddenly go and buy a set of stands for the speakers, spike protectors, shall we say, that are £50 a set or something like that. It kind of defeats the object in a way a little bit, is that you'd be spending £100 for a pair of spike stands, 4 in each set. For a pair of speakers it only costs £40 or £50. It seems a bit silly really. So we're really gone down low budget here. In fact, I nearly went down as low as this 1p because I actually thought to myself, all these are basically is a little cup kind of thing with a little bit of rubber on the back, and I thought I could put a little bit of rubber on a penny, or twopence even that. I could stretch it to 2p maybe, and if I felt really spendthrift I could go up to 10p, and literally just put the spike stands on the 10p and that on the floor. But as you can see, this is a bit wibbly wobbly. That's the new nickname for our house, by the way, wibbly wobbly, because everything seems to wibble and wobble. But we're finding that quite a bit of fun actually. Anyway, yeah, and they're not very stable in here, and obviously when the speaker starts vibrating, etc., this is going to move around. I know you could, like say, put a bit of rubber on the back of it or something like that, stick that down, but it's going to be a bit of vibration. This is going to move around. There's no real cup to hold it in place, but I was kind of tempted in a way as a very basic speaker stand or something like a washer or something like that. But anyway, I'm going to review these today. So I bought these off of Amazon, and these weren't expensive. There they are on the screen. I can't remember what it was exactly, but you've got a picture there telling you exactly how much they were per set. Obviously you need 2 sets, 4 for each speaker. And I'm just going to show you here on this, we can kind of call this is just a laminate table kind of thing, but this is pretty much how the laminate floor or your wooden floor is going to be. How strong these are, and hopefully you're going to get the angle. So what I'm going to do is just show you here, and I'm giving that quite a push now, that stand, either way, and as you can see it's rock solid. I'm putting a little bit of weight into it, but obviously your speakers are going to weigh quite a bit as well. So that is holding nice and steady on this kind of laminate. So what I'm going to do is, this is like this kind of spike. I'm going to bring a slightly bigger one in here. That's quite a big spike there. And we're going to pretty much do the same, and as you would expect, it's not going to change from the other one. That gives a nice good grip. It's going nowhere on this table, but obviously exactly the same for your floor. Now the actual size of these are exactly a penny in diameter, exactly the same as a 1 new p in England. So what I'm going to do is just bring a carpet in. Now, as you can see, I just wanted to bring attention to these as well. This is how they send them. So none of them, these are polished brass, these ones I got, but you can get polished silver as well. And they pack them quite nicely really, because each one is individually wrapped. So there's no danger of these coming to you all scratched and marked. A thing you particularly wouldn't want if you're putting them on a laminate floor or something, because these are going to be seen, and you wouldn't want them all scratched and marked. So they do send them, for how cheap they are, they do send them all wrapped up quite nicely. So what I'll do now is bring a carpet in. Obviously this is just a carpet sample, but I'll give you some kind of idea. I'm going to show you on one of the stands on the speakers anyway, but this is more of a close-up, and obviously everything's going to be in the way of the speaker, but I'm pretty much going to do the same here. And now I did notice that obviously when you put them on a carpet, even with the weight of the speaker, some of the pile goes in one direction, some goes in the other, but after a while it does settle down. I think it's this particular spot here I did for quite a while, that it will lay completely flat, even though these are quite small, like I say, a size of a penny. So obviously if you've got a bigger stand, size of 2p or something, once it's down, it's probably going to give more of a grip on the carpet, shall we say, maybe. But I think these are fine. I mean, these give still, they're still stable. You've got the weight of the speaker there. They give quite a fair grip if you want to use these on carpet. But you may want to go for something a bit bigger on carpet, like I say, maybe a diameter of a 2p here in England, and that would give more of a, more of a grip on a carpet. But these are ideal for wooden floors, laminated floors, and stuff like that. So let's see these in action with a speaker on top of them. Okay, so there they are, fitted on a laminated floor. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pan out. This speaker is about 9 inches wide and 9 inches in depth. So I'm going to pan out just to show you what it looks like in the rooms. You have to excuse all the mess, I'm afraid. Like I say, we are decorating, but that gives you kind of idea of how the speaker would look on a laminated floor or wooden floor in your particular room. So that's that speaker there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put that speaker on that little carpet mat as well, just to give you an idea. Then we're going to go on to a slightly larger speaker. Okay, so that's that same speaker, about 9 inches square, on the carpet now. Hopefully you can get a view of what's happening there with the camera. Obviously the carpet sucking in the light underneath there, so maybe just a little bit hard. But if we pan out, maybe give you an idea of what that's going to look like on a carpet. Just come back in a little bit, show you the front feet, and pan back out. Now what I'm going to do is just give the speaker a little bit of a wobble, because this is not gripping on the carpet as much as it did on the wooden floor. It's not much of a wobble, but I can give it a little bit of movement there, backwards and forwards. So if you had these on at quite high volume, you may get a little bit of a rocking motion, a little bit, just a tad. So just bear that in mind if you're going something as small as this diameter cups or protectors, carpet protectors for your spikes. You may want it a little bit more of a diameter, say the size of a 2p or something like that, just over an inch, something like that in diameter would give that maybe a bit more of a centre of balance and stop that wobbling around. Not a massive wobble, but a little bit of a wobble there on the speaker that maybe you may or may not be able to pick up on camera. Okay, these are the bigger speakers now. These are 10 inches across by about 12 inches in depth, and a larger speaker as well, a taller speaker. These have got silver spikes going into these brass stands. Now you may well want to match them up and actually get silver spike shoes or cups for spikes that are silver. You may want to match them up, but I wasn't really too bothered here because I've got black spikes, and it's a kind of two-way thing here, because the brass actually merges a bit better with the flooring, where the silver wouldn't. But I mean, it's your particular choice, I suppose, really. But anyway, let's pull this out, and hopefully you can see the speaker there on these stands. So I'll just bring it to a front view. Hopefully, let's get it all in the picture, and we'll zoom in and have a look at the front feet as well. Now these are rock solid. These don't rock at all. Obviously, as long as you've got all the spikes the right length and all the balance kind of thing, they're not going to rock at all. Like they do, just a little bit, just a tad on the carpet, as you'll see in the next little clip. Okay, so there it is on the carpet. I'll just change the angle slightly. We'll come forward, look at the front, and we'll pan out to show you how that speaker looks if you had it on a carpet. Hopefully you get some idea. Like I say, this speaker is 9 inches in width roughly, by maybe just over maybe 10 inches, by about 12 inches in depth. So this is a bigger speaker, taller speaker than the previous one. Just give you some idea. Just going to do that little wobble test again. There's a little bit of movement, as you can see there, hopefully, even though all the spikes, are the right length, and actually there's no wobble normally. Okay, so what did I think of these speaker isolators, feet, stands, shoes, whatever you want to call them? I thought they was okay. I thought they're pretty good actually for the money. They're not too bad. They're nicely nice shine to them. They're all individually wrapped, so no scratches, and they look the part to a certain extent, shall we say, considering how much we're spending and how small they are. They are quite dinky. Now they work fine on the floor, on a laminated floor, wooden floor, with a fairly decent sized set of speakers. They hold them in place, no problem at all. And also, obviously, if you've got a desk like this, maybe, and you want to put a set of speakers on a little desk or bookshelf with spikes on, then these are going to be fine. You know, they're going to hold them nice and solid. They're not going to rock about, anything like that. But when it comes to carpet, I think you want a slightly bigger diameter than these. These are probably about 3/4 inch diameter. An English 2P is probably about an inch, and that's the minimum I would have said. You may want an inch, inch and a half diameter to give it more grip on the carpet, keep it more stable. Because there's a little bit of rocking motion, not a lot, but just a little bit of rocking motion there. But no, it depends how fussy you are. They're still adequate. They still done the job okay. Obviously, you can go and spend a lot of money on these shoe pads, etc. I've seen pairs for £600, we'll say a pair set for £600 being advertised, and they probably go even further than that. But you know, how much difference they're going to make to your music on a budget set of speakers is going to be hardly any noticeable difference, I would have thought. It's more for people who've got an expensive set of speakers, maybe, you know, £1,000 or £2,000 set of speakers, etc. They may just hear a little bit more separation, a little bit more, you know, a little bit more definition, or a little bit more better sound stage, all that kind of thing, with a, you know, a dear set of stands. But like I say, for the speakers we're using, I don't think you're going to hear much difference in spending that vast amount of difference in the, you know, it doesn't really, you know, pound, you know, what you're going to get out of it for the money you're putting in. It just isn't really worth it, I don't think. So these stands here are fine. You're going to get a cheap budget set of stands, going to do the job. They're not going to, you know, they're going to have a solid grip on the floor, and the speakers are not going to wobble about. But like I say, just take into account, if you've got a carpet, especially a shag pole, you want something with a bigger diameter, I think, to please you, and to keep them speakers nice and still. So that's it. There's not much else I can say about these, really. I'll probably prolong the video more than it should have been. But this is my first video back since moving, so hopefully I'm going to start rolling out a few more, more quicker pace. Until then, I'll say thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon.